Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the House of the Dragon official green trailer, but before that remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe and yada yada yada, let's get to it. So they have a green and black trailer. I will break down the Team Black trailer in another video. The first thing we see is Alicent Hightower in the Sept lighting candles. This is a callback to Season 1, when her and Rhaenyra were here praying after Rhaenyra's mother died. Alicent is talking to Larys Strong about her late husband, basically explaining why the war has started. That Viserys, her late husband, knew the realm would never accept Rhaenyra as their queen, which is why he wanted Aegon to rule in her stead. We know that this was a miscommunication, that he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra about Aegon's prophecy, but Alicent didn't know that, which is why we are here at this point. We get our first glimpse at the new banners for the Greens. Obviously, if both sides had the same banner, it would get terribly confusing. So the Greens are rocking a gold dragon and a green background, so basically the color scheme of House Hightower with the Targaryen sigil. The gold dragon on the banner is inspired by Aegon's dragon Sunfire, which we will see later in the trailer. We see them hanging the banners around the Red Keep. We are on the walls of King's Landing and we see they have brought out the Scorpions. We actually did see these in Game of Thrones. I believe they came about in Season 7 and we saw them used in Season 8. Euron was able to kill Rhaegal with one. Granted, Rhaegal was injured from the long night battle, and he caught Daenerys by surprise. When it came to the Battle of King's Landing, he couldn't hit Drogon at all though. So they are able to kill dragons, so it is a good idea for them to have them out. The Blacks do have a lot more dragons than the Greens, so this could help them if the Blacks ever do decide to attack King's Landing. We see a Kingsguard member here as well, Sir Auric Cargill. His twin brother, Sir Eric Cargill, serves Rhaenyra as a part of her Queensguard. In the next shot, we see Daemon Targaryen in his famous dragon armor. They have a war camp set up, as you see. It is very hilly. I would assume this is somewhere in the Riverlands. I believe this is probably outside of Harrenhal, to be honest. Harrenhal is located in the Riverlands. You have to remember that currently the Blacks are on Dragonstone, which is on an island. Harrenhal is on the mainland. So it is a great place for them to have a base of operations where they can gather troops and make their plans. It is also a pretty defendable castle in case the Greens decide to attack them. In the next shot, we see Otto talking to Alicent. He says they wish not for the good of the realm, but for the satisfaction of vengeance. So you may recall Aemond accidentally killed Rhaenyra's son Lucerys last season. Now that this has happened, all they want is revenge. There is no bringing them to the table for peace anymore. Now, the Greens kind of started it, so for Otto to be all high and mighty about the realm and peace is kind of hypocritical. In the next shot, we see Blood and Cheese, who will have a very important role this season. We first see Cheese speaking to a gold cloak. You have to remember that Daemon is the one who gave the gold cloaks, or the City Watch, their teeth. He gave them armor and really made them something to be feared. He was in charge of them for a while. So he still has friends in the City Watch. Blood and Cheese are rumored to be working for Daemon. The City Watch lets them in, and then we see them go through the secret tunnels in the Red Keep, which Daemon has extensive knowledge of. But what are these two cutthroats up to? We'll find out next season. In the next scene, we see Aegon declaring if anyone plots against the king, he will pay it back 100 times over. So last season, we saw he had no interest in being king. He wanted nothing to do with it. But now he is singing a different tune. When you have that power and the support of the small folk, it's intoxicating. You realize how awesome it is to be king. He won't just roll over for anyone now. In the next shot, we see him in his armor, saying he is as fearsome as any of them. We also see the helmet he will be wearing. And we see that he has the crown fitted to the helmet, which is kind of cool. He plans to fight in this war as well. He will not hide behind the walls of the castle to let others fight his battles. He will be there with them, which I must say is very noble. How good of a fighter is he though? Meh. I know he hasn't put as much work as his younger brother Aemond in the training yard, so it should be interesting to see. He won't have to do as many sword battles since he will be on his dragon Sunfire. Sunfire is a pretty big dragon, but not the largest dragon we will see, though it is said to be the most beautiful one with its golden scales. In the next shot, we are at Harrenhal. It's hard to tell because it's dark and raining, but you can tell this because of the melted castle. which was famously done by Aegon the Conqueror. A dragon is landing on top of one of the towers. This is Daemon on top of Caraxes. Larys Strong is the lord of the castle, but he is in King's Landing. His uncle is currently in charge of the defenses. Obviously, Simon Strong knows the story of what happened at the castle when Aegon came, so he does not want the same fate to befall him, which is why Daemon landed his dragon on top of that tower, to remind him of it, and to try and take the castle without too much violence. We get our first look at Aemond this season. He is talking to Criston Cole. He says that his uncle is a challenge, and he would welcome it if Daemon dares face him. So Daemon is everything Aemond wants to be. He wants the glory he has. And he knows if he's able to defeat his uncle, he will live in the history books forever. Remember, Aemond is a big fan of history. He wants that glory, for his name to be remembered. Now, is this just bravado, or does Aemond mean it? Because last season, he came face to face with his uncle and he walked away. Now, Aemond does have the larger dragon of the two, Vhagar, so he may think he has the advantage over him. But as a wise man once said, it does not matter the size, it is how you use it. In the next shot, we see small folk crying and throwing flower petals down. Then we see Alicent in a funeral veil. So someone on the green side has died, and it seems to be quite devastating to the people. In the next scene, we see Otto Hightower giving a monologue saying, "They will prevail and bring forth peace. But the path to victory now is one of violence," basically reiterating that there will be no peace until one side is basically all dead. In the next scene, we see a Bracken pull a sword on somebody. We know it is a Bracken because of the sigil on his chest. I believe he is facing off against some people from House Blackwood because of the colors they are wearing. If you recall from season 1 when people were trying to win Rhaenyra's hand in marriage, a Blackwood killed a Bracken, so these houses don't exactly like each other. In the next scene, we are at a Green Small Council meeting. I would guess this may be when they find out that Daemon took Harrenhal, or when Aemond lets them know that he killed Lucerys. Aegon does not seem bothered either way. He says, "Good, to war then." He is ready to fight for the Iron Throne. He almost seems excited about the prospect of war. We get our first glimpse of Vhagar from season 2 emerging from the clouds with Aemond on his back. Could this be before a battle, or is he just traveling? Hard to say. In the next shot, we see 2 Kingsguard members on horseback going into a tree line. We see one of them is Sir Criston Cole. They don't have their swords out, so they aren't attacking, and to ride into a tree line that fast is super dangerous. So my guess is they see a dragon from the Black's side, and they are going into the tree line for cover. You may say, well, trees burn, you know. Yes, they do, but you can at least somewhat hide in a tree line. In the next shot, we see one of the Cargale twins fighting someone. It is hard to say who, they just look too damn similar. We get another shot of Harrenhal. We see Daemon's forces moving in after the castle was surrendered to him. We have Alicent giving a monologue here saying that she served her house and the realm all her life, and somehow none of it matters. So I think here she's having a crisis of faith. Like, I've done everything I thought was right, I did what was best for my house and the realm, and yet none of it matters. What was the point of any of it? So I think she'll be wrestling with that idea this season. In the next shot, we see a dragon hovering over a tree line. The dragon is green, so this could be Baela Targaryen's dragon Moondancer, or this could be Jacaerys Velarion's dragon Vermax. I'm not sure which one because both dragons are green, so it's hard to say, but this does prove my point that Criston Cole was running from a dragon and took cover in the forest. Here we get another shot of a dragon in the dragon pit. I believe this is Dreamfire, Helena's dragon. I remember reading something saying that Dreamfire lays a clutch of eggs, and it is theorized Daenerys gets those eggs in the first season of Game of Thrones, which would explain why Dreamfire and Daenerys' dragons look so similar, because they're basically related. And that is the end of the Green official trailer. What did you think of it? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more House of the Dragon content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.